Welcome back, everybody. We are joined by the lovely Carrie Pitlick. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Now, Carrie, before we get to your paranormal shows, before we get to some really ghosty stuff, what kind of shampoo do you use?
Oh, dear.
Okay, now I have to say I do use the Suave. I'm so
Do
low
you?
maintenance, it's not even
But look
funny.
Your hair is beautiful.
and
Okay,
shiny your hair
earlier in
is.
the
I
show,
have
for
to
those of you who
admit.
think we've gone off the rail, I just
Which we
said that
have.
the best shampoo is Suave at 89 cents or 87 cents.
Yeah, and you can get it in different
Flavors and
scents
colors.
Yeah,
And
flavors.
Holly probably has $7,000 again. The Defense Department buys Holly's shampoo. It's so expensive. They get a toilet seat and a thing of shampoo for $700.
Probably true. I'm not even going to argue. It's not worth it. Okay, Carrie, tell us about your company, because you are, I always want to say ghost hunter, but that's not PC. The ghosts don't really like that.
No.
It's paranormal investigator.
Yes, we are paranormal investigators.
Wait. The ghosts don't like it?
I don't think they like it.
I've never seen a ghost picket someone using the word
Well,
ghost
you
hunter.
haven't been on a paranormal investigation with Carrie.
Okay, good point. Good point.
See, I'll
Yeah.
debunk the whole ghost thing as well. No, we are Paranormal Pulse. We are paranormal investigating team. We are not ghost hunters.
What would you say is the difference?
We go out and we are actually trying to take a scientific approach to what we're doing, and that we delve into a history a lot, to get in depth with our clients, and that hauntings and ghosts has become so Hollywood that people automatically assume the negative or the bad things when you say ghosts or that.
Yeah.
And are there ghosts? People will say that. We say spirits or entities or people just like us that passed on. So
How did you become interested in this, and are you a believer, first of all? One would assume you are.
Well, I take a skeptic approach. I believe that there is some form of consciousness out there. I've run into things I can't explain. Still going to try to explain it. I grew up terrified as a child, absolutely terrified, saw things, knew things, would freak people out by telling them things and picking pictures out. And
So you're psychic, a bit psychic.
no, I don't like using psychic, a little more on the sensitive side.
So what was a memory that you have as a kid of coming up with something that just freaked everyone out because you shouldn't know it?
Oh, I have a great example. I was probably about 11 years old. I grew up in Ohio, and we were down in Cincinnati, and we were staying in an old mansion that was built in 18-something, was part of the old Underground Railroad. And the lady, to me, she must have been 80-something, probably younger than what she looked, but she stuck me in a bedroom, because we stayed there overnight. She stuck me in a bedroom that had horsehair bed, and the wall was caked in probably 300 China dolls, just all
Oh, I'm
staring
already
at me.
getting weird. Ew.
Did not like that, so I went across over to my older brother's room and crawled in bed with him. I got up the next morning and went downstairs, and I asked the lady, I said, well, why didn't you tell me about the secret stairways? And she's like, what? And she said, it's like you have 3 secret stairways. I said, are we allowed to see them? And she looks at my parents and she goes, how does she know this? And my parents are just smiling, and she looks back at me and she goes, well, where are they? And I specifically told her where they were, took her up and
But
showed
how did
them.
you know?
I-
Because you don't think
just-
you're psychic?
No, it was something, I had a dream and all that. And she did ask me how I knew, and I said, well, this gentleman told me all about it. And she says, what
Ooh,
gentleman?
chills.
Okay, I need to borrow you for a second. The Belmont Stakes is coming up in 3 weeks. Is California Chrome, can I use your powers for monetization of me?
It doesn't quite work that way.
So you can't control this, you just have it.
It's something I don't usually go around telling people. It's something I grew up with. I did point out the picture of her deceased husband out of a photo book, which it's the last time we were ever over there, last time she talked to us. Really scared her.
Yeah, because the idea of an 11-year-old kid having paranormal, having the ability to divine things is a little scary.
It's more of, I don't like to say psychic. I don't like to say all this modern stuff. It's more of being like sensitive to people's emotions, empath. I can actually pick up on people who are in pain, and it's really hard. I've just recently come out with being open about it. My team members knew about it, but I would never base any evidence or anything off of my personal experiences. That's not what we do.
How do you determine if there's an energy field present?
We have all types of equipment that we use, and again, most of this equipment was not made for the paranormal field. It was usually made for electricians' tools or things that people have kind of made in the time trying to figure out paranormal energies and stuff. A lot of times, the more you do it, like for me, you can tell you start getting static or very lightheaded, or for me, I start getting a lot of emotions. And sometimes I'll just start crying or taking on emotions that are not mine. So what we do with that, we don't use that as evidence, but that kind of gives us a key of where maybe to set up some equipment, cameras, audio, K2s and other things to see if we do capture things in that area.
When you capture something, do you see an image? What do you see?
The best that we get of all evidence is audio. Photos are so hard because of shutter speed. It doesn't tell a whole story. So if I take a picture of you, that brief millisecond that the camera goes, it doesn't say what's happening before, it doesn't say what's happening after.
Do spirits have the ability to talk to you?
We do have quite a few voices of people talking to us. Our names have been called, and
What kind of shampoo do they use? Can you find that out in your next one, please?
I will definitely ask.
She goes out and she films. So you have a show, and you have been working in Wyoming, correct? And there is, tell me like your #1 story out there in the field. I want to hear about this hotel.
There is a hotel in Wyoming. It was built in 1912. It's been abandoned. 1917, 30 some odd rooms were built onto the back. It is adjoined to an old bar that had a brothel on the 2nd floor.
How did you hear about this place?
I just go searching and contacting people and calling, and
Oh, wow.
you know, for every door closed in your face, there's another one that opens.
So what's like the #1 story?
Well, okay, I'm intrigued. A hotel with a brothel. Okay, go ahead.
Well, the girls would come over from the brothel, especially in the back of the hotel. We get shadow figures, lights. There's no power, no water, nothing in the hotel. The ceilings are falling in, the walls, floors have holes in it.
So in real estate terms, that would be a fixer-upper?
It would probably have to gut the whole place to even try to rebuild it. It is a historical site now, so we're working with the city to help them, you know, kind of get
Put it back
more
together.
funds and grants for it.
Interesting.
Smells, voices, laughing. We've actually had investigators pushed and scratched.
So if
have
I went out on
a
a...
couple of nice little
Wow.
scratch
If I went out
scars.
on a shoot with you, would I come away a believer?
That would be up to you. Our goal is to present what we find, evidence-wise and all that. I cannot sit here and tell you, you have to believe this. So it's up
Is it
to that
pretty hard
person.
to believe when you're, or not to believe when you're there? I mean, the evidence.
I've
sounds
had people
pretty-
there that have been total skeptics come out and are still dumbfounded as to what's going on because just about everything happens there. I'd be more than willing to take you guys
Scary.
there.
Well, if you could do it during
I'm
my
the
hours.
worst. Now, I have a little scoop on you because I have a little bird that said that you will go into the darkest corners in the scariest, oldest, and you're just fine.
Yeah.
But put you in a haunted house with a chainsaw.
Oh, God.
Cut to footage, Bill. Bring it to us. So tell me about what happens.
With chainsaws or with...
Haunted houses, because I am
Oh.
terrified of crazy movies, all this stuff. Like, you
I
bring
laugh
me
at
and I'm going to
them.
be a mess.
I laugh at them. My husband says, can you not watch a show and not rip it apart? And I'm like, no, that's the fun of it now. Yes, Farrell found out that I am terrified of chainsaws. I love to use them.
Oh.
They're powerful, and I like the power. But you put it in someone's hand and have them chase me, not a good thing.
Carrie, this is not... I mean, this is pretty normal behavior. Most people, if someone's chasing them with a chainsaw, would have some problems with that. Tell people how we can watch your show, how to get a hold of you if they want to talk to you more.
You can get a hold of us through Paranormal Pulse. We have a website, www.paranormalpulse.com. You can get a hold of us at contactparanormalpulse.com. I'm the main person you're going to contact. And again, I'm Carrie. Bill Francis and Farrell Lafferty and that are working with us on a TV show called Glimpse. So we're really trying to do some filming for that. And it's just going to be truthful and honest. And
Well, we
I think
It
we
is
should
as
go
it
out
is.
on a little hunt.
hey, we'd be more than happy to take you
if you've got a
anytime.
daytime hunt with a temperature between 70 and 74, fully catered, that's what we want to do.
That's the thing, that paranormal events happen during the day just as much as at night.
Well, gosh, then no
Then,
reason not
yeah.
to.
There we go.
You know,
I just think it'd be more fun to see you
In the-
in the dark.
well, in the men's bathroom, there's some paranormal activity, but we won't get into that. Carrie, thanks so much for being
Thank
on.
you
We
so
appreciate it
much.
so much.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Talk Utah after this short break.